Welcome to the Rick and Dave Comic Book Hour.
Welcome to Rick and Dave's Comic Book Hour. I am Dave.
And I'm Rick.
And this issue we are going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man's 700.1 through 5. So,
Point 5.
Yeah, we got point 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They put out a couple months ago, I guess, now. And
yes.
We just now got a hold of copies of it. So,
yes.
What'd you think, Rick?
Alright. First off, let's put these books into perspective. You know, they're 700.1 through 5.5. So to me, that makes them special issues. So with special issues, I expect special stories. And point 1 and point 2 are really not that special. I mean, it's a winter storm. I mean, it's November, and I guess we bought them when we were actually having that polar vortex going through anyway, so it seemed like it was now. But anyway, there's the winter storm. Aunt May's stuck in her house. Spider-Man knows that she's in danger, and he's going to save her. And on the way, he has to stop to help the fire department, police department, pregnant lady, all while to save Aunt May. It's a nice story, but it's been done, and for it being a point 1, a point 2, I don't think it was worthy of that. We've seen Spider-Man do this before. So what do you think about that, Dave? Did I help you at all?
Yeah, I read him a while ago, so he's trying to jog my memory. But yeah, I enjoyed the stories. They kind of were, after I got done, nostalgic of the old stories.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, you go back to
that we kind of grew up
story.
when we were younger and first getting really into Spider-Man. They did, so it is similar stories to that. I have to agree that if you're going to do a point issue, that it ought to be and charge full price for this. That it ought to be something really amazing.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's amazing that a spider sense works halfway across the city and knows that Aunt May's in danger.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of honed in on Aunt May, and then he knew something wasn't right, and
because her house went out. Yeah, the power went out at her place, and the window got busted with a branch. So I mean, she is starting, freeze to death and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, she is in danger, but all along the way, he has to help other people, which is what Spider-Man or any superhero would do. So it adds to the suspense that Spider-Man's going to get in there in time to save Aunt May.
Yeah, so and it doesn't really tell you when these stories take place either.
I thought it said November.
Well, I mean, as far as...
as a year, yeah.
As far as...
I see.
When does this take place during the Spider-Man lore? Is this like a flashback, way before all this Doc Ock stuff, or what?
Because all it did was say November for point 1.
Yeah, it tells you what time of the year, but it doesn't tell you where this falls in as far as Amazing Spider-Man stories go.
And then the Spider-Man and the Now universe, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it doesn't really specify that. But
you can't really tell either. Well, I guess maybe you could if you looked hard enough. But anyway, I just say it's your average Spider-Man story. I mean, you don't like it.
Yeah, it's enjoyable and it's a good read and whatnot. But as far as a point story, is not really, like Rick was saying, that special. So, but now with point 3 and point 4, what was that story about, Rick?
Sider-Man is fighting Firebrand. Iron Man enemy, or a villain. He's an old Iron Man villain, and in the course of this battle, Firebrand fries them both to a crisp. So an ambulance comes, picks them up. Can't tell who's who, so they think they're both together. Yeah. So the ambulance, which kind of looked funny, takes them to a hospital, where we learned that this hospital is just for villains. The doctor the guy in charge is actually called the Surgeon General. And their policy is that they help the bad guys with health care, which right there tells you that Obamacare doesn't cover everybody. Oops. Doesn't cover everybody.
But you finished that off.
Yeah, I know.
Been a waste of good mocha.
Yeah, get my books all wet too. But anyway, I'm going to say. So anyway, this is where the villains go to get healed. And that's their mission. They don't care. I mean... no money, no nothing. That's his whole purpose.
Yeah, so I think they have to pay eventually, but they work out some sort of deal.
Oh
They
yeah,
get
maybe they
get a
some
percentage of their next
Yeah,
cut
that's
or
right.
something like that. I
something
think,
like
so
a deal they worked out with the tinker when he used to make
Yeah.
all their makes all the villains uniforms.
Yeah, so
I see.
there's some sort of
Yeah, there
payment
is
there,
something.
but they got a payment plan of some sort working out theirs. But anyway,
they got that.
they no questions asked. They go ahead and fix you up, patch you up, and get you going again. So
But since Spider-Man is burnt so bad, they have no idea who he
yeah,
is.
his costume's completely burned off. They had to cut these things off his wrists, but they weren't real sure at first what they were. But they didn't worry about that at first, so they just got him patched up and.
Now,
Seeing that he does have a pretty good healing factor.
his healing factor is almost on par with Wolverine. Within days,
Yeah.
he's starting to heal. He's bandaged up, and they don't know who he is. So eventually, the doctor, after running tests, knows that he's Spider-Man, and he still wants to help him. I mean, he still doesn't want any repercussions as far as the other guys, the villains, beating up on him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose his hospital.
Because the Surgeon General tries to explain to these guys, well, we just leave him alone and he'll be fine. And then
Yeah.
they didn't like that idea.
Yeah, so they try to take him out anyway.
They do destroy the hospital in the end,
So-
and Spider-Man leaves without,
Paying, so.
yeah, without pay, without making his deal, but also without being discovered because he still has his bandages, even though he's almost completely healed by this
Yeah.
time.
Kept his identity still secret, so.
This one is worthy of the point.
Yeah, this is better than the first two. So the last one, the .5.
So you have a kid being bullied at school, and he tells the bully that if he doesn't let him be, his friend's going to help him out. His friend happens to be Spider-Man. So of course the bully says, "Well, Spider-Man's your friend. Have him be here at 3 o'clock, or I'm going to." So
Yeah, show up, I'm gonna beat you up even worse or
Yeah.
whatever, so.
So the kid, to get Spider-Man attention, causes a fire in an apartment complex or
The abandoned building.
an
of some
abandoned
sort.
building. Well, he starts
Yeah.
to have some arson to get Spider-Man's attention.
So he does think it through and at least burns down something that's nobody's living in. So.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man's still pretty mad about
Yeah.
that. So anyway, Spider-Man, reads him the right act about, don't do this is wrong, this is bad, and makes you think that Spider-Man's not going to help out the kid with the bully. Of course, when the time comes, Spider-Man shows up and acts like they're all palsy-walsy and the bully backs down. So, this story...
We've kind of seen similar stories in the past, I think.
Yeah. If you ever read the issue with Spider-Man and the kid with the cancer,
Yes, issue 248.
248. I mean, this
Kid who collected Spider-Man.
yeah, the kid who's like the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best Spider-Man stories ever. And it was
Yeah.
just a half an issue, so the back half.
Yeah, and so the bully thing. Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool, but after the kid who collected Spider-Man, I mean,
Yeah, this one doesn't compare to that. But doesn't he hang out with Mary Jane in this thing too?
it's a good question.
Well, there's the Human Torch. He's at his own apartment, so. Oh yeah, I forgot about this part.
Oh, there is another story, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's another story in here. Yeah, see, we haven't read this for a while. But we got the Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm, and playing a
Jeez.
playing
Oh,
playing
my
a
God.
playing
Yeah,
a prank
this one
on the
is
human.
good. Okay,
human.
what point one is that?
This is the .5.
The .5 has just gone up in value, folks. It's gone past $3.99.
Yes, because of the one
Well, actually,
story.
no, it didn't. No, I got the $3.99 now because of but before the bowling story. So yeah, this one is pretty cool because Ben Grimm plays a practical joke on the Human Torch and it's a little time traveling fun. Somehow they all end up in Mary Jane's apartment. The Fantastic Four.
You know, we might be wrong on that because there's no bullying in this. This might be .4 is the bullying story.
You mean after the conclusion of the?
Yeah, we got the.
Uh-oh.
We might be off a little bit here. Where's the bullying story? Oh yes, it's at the end of .4. Sorry.
Alright.
Okay.
So it kind of drags .4 down.
Yeah. So .4 is the one with the backup story about the kid getting bullied, which is like
Okay.
what 6 or 8 pages here.
Yeah. Okay, so it works out.
We're going to
It works
reiterate
out.
that's in .4, the bullying story. .5 is
But .4 still concludes the hospital villain storyline as well.
Villain story, but .5 is Spider-Man and the Human Torch shows up and is got this package, and he gets something from future Ben, and anyway, we find out it's a big hoax that Ben's playing on the Human Torch and whatnot. So it's just pretty funny.
0.5 is a pretty good read.
Yeah, well, one kid does get shot in this that tried to help Spider-Man out and ends up dying, so Peter feels pretty bummed about that. Yeah, it's kind of a backup story after the Fantastic Four gag thing. But the kid draws a Spider-Man story, and Peter Parker ends up getting...
Oh, so it's almost like the kid
hand,
who collected Spider-Man.
Gets his hand-drawn comic book here.
Yeah, that's right.
Handed to him. But anyway, so the backup story is a little bit sad.
To reiterate, 0.1, 0.2 are iffy. Point 3 and 0.4 are good, right?
Yeah.
They're good.
Except you didn't care for the bully.
But the bully thing, so half of that. Then 0.5 is excellent because of the Fantastic Four story. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're a completist, so you're going to buy it anyway. But just to give you fair warning, if you can try and buy 0.1 and 0.2 out of an overstock bin, try that before trying to get full price. That's my suggestion, but if you can't, then you're going to have to be like me and Dave and just pay the full price.
Yeah, because we're, completists when it comes to Amazing Spider-Man, so good or bad,
Yeah.
we got them anyway.